Hi, I'm Kevin.
Hey, I'm Daniel.
And this is the Duck Duck Nerd Show. And today we're going to be covering video games in general. We got a bunch that we played even today, some that we've been playing for a while. And we want to just go over them, give our recommendations, give our views, and get your opinion on them too.
Yeah.
So let's dive right on in.
Yeah, let's do it. So today, Kevin brought over his Switch for me to play. I've never played the Switch before, I think. So that was a lot of fun. It's been out for a long time, and I probably...
If you call a year a long time.
Well, that's pretty long, especially since I'm a pretty heavy gamer. So I got to try out a couple of games. We'll kind of go over, I guess, my and your impressions of the games. We've had them for a while. So we'll start with, what did we play first? We played, and we downloaded some Nintendo Racers.
Yeah, Nickelodeon Racers on Nintendo Switch.
Thank you.
There you go.
Nintendo.
Okay, so that one was actually, I quite enjoyed it because I'm always a fan of Mario Kart.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was exactly the same as Mario Kart, except obviously the levels were more Nickelodeon themed, the weapons were Nickelodeon themed.
Oh, yeah.
The characters were, basically was them taking Mario Kart and revamping it.
Yeah.
And for the price that it was, which was $39.99, it was actually not as expensive as Mario Kart, which is like still $59.99 new, which is definitely a plus.
Oh yeah. I think that the game was a lot of fun. I played a lot of kart racers, and I'm a big racing fan, and so the game definitely served its purpose. I think that it did what it set out to do, and it did it well enough that it would be worth your money. But I would say it'd probably the most that I would buy it for would be like $25, because it's just.
So if you're
opinion.
a GameStop customer, look to see if they have it used. They're on disc. It may be a digital only. I don't know at this point. It's supposed to be a hard copy as well.
That could be
because no, there is, because it said on there when we were looking on there, it said Nintendo points redeemed game for card version only.
Right.
So that means that there is a card version of the game.
That's true.
So.
Yeah. And so anyway, the game it was a lot of fun. The mechanics, the driving felt pretty tight, pretty well set. But
how did you feel about the fact that it was accelerating on its own?
That was the only thing that I didn't like about it. Is that so most games, basically all racers, you press R2 or X or whatever the trigger button is, and you just press that for a while, and then with that, or you press that to go, and so you press gas.
You press a button to go. But this one just automatically you go on your own. Yeah. Which I'm sure if I mess around with the settings, I can probably turn that off.
That's probably true. But it felt like, I understand why they did it for a younger audience. It definitely is geared towards ages 6 to 10.
Except, the funny thing about that is the ages 6 to 10 aren't going to know who the heck these characters are.
Yeah, half of them are really old.
Half of them, you have Hey Arnold in there, you got the Tommy from Rugrats, you got Reptar. They're going to be like, oh, I'm playing as this dinosaur. Like, no, son, you're playing as Reptar.
That's Reptar.
Reptar. Yeah. He had his own cereal.
That's true, yeah.
And his own candy bar. It'd turn your tongue green. Actually, you can get those at FYE. They actually sell them at FYE. I've seen them.
Really?
They have Reptar candy bars and Reptar cereal.
That's hilarious.
It's just, and the most ridiculous part is they had them on pre-order. You had to pre-order and reserve your candy bar.
I can't imagine having reserved candy bar from a series that's
I gotta go.
Super
Daniel,
old.
Guess what today is, man?
Time to get it.
It's time to get my candy bar. I ordered it a month ago, and it's finally coming in. I have been waiting for a month to eat this candy bar.
No, that's too funny. That's crazy.
Oh my gosh. I went to tell them, do you have any in the store? They say, no, they're on pre-order right now. I'm like, wait, what? Pre-order for a candy bar? Are you serious?
That's too funny. Oh, man.
Yeah, we got a whole list of names, and they come in and they'll each get one. It's like...
One candy bar.
Really? How much does it cost? It's like $5-6. I'm like, for a candy bar? No thanks. If I'm gonna eat that, if I'm gonna buy that, I'm gonna frame that candy bar, and it's gonna get moldy.
Right. Get I don't know, a Hershey's bar and put some green food dye on it and just
there
eat
you
that.
Go. Call it a day. Call it a day.
Anyways, so yeah, that game is fun. I would give it. So I think we're officially coming out with our
our rating system presented by my wife. She said she doesn't like the name, but if that's the name, we got to go right into it. So I give it 8 out of 10 quacks.
I would give it probably a 6.5 quacks out of 10. It was solid, but
it was quacktacular.
All right,
that's a new one. Quacktacular.
Good.
Quacktacular. All right.
So next game that we played
Pokken Tournament.
Oh yeah, Pokken Tournament, and that was really fun.
Pokken Tournament.
I also am a big fighting fan. I just play a lot of video games, but play a lot of fighting games, and so I was impressed with the depth of the fighting.
The graphics are very good in that game.
The graphics looked really good for a Switch game, which was also impressive. But there's so much that you can do that, like, I could see, some random people just picking it up and playing it and having a lot of fun and doing cool stuff. But having two people that have been playing it for a while, there is so many different little things that you can have in it that I think it's actually pretty good.
And given not like other Pokemon games where it was turn-based.
Oh,
It's literally instant action. It's like Mortal Kombat, but with Pokemon. Well, technically, it's Tekken.
It's Tekken, yeah.
Tekken with Pokemon,
Yeah.
but still.
It's very good.
It's very fun to play. It's definitely a party game. Like a battle royale game, you just have versus modes and tournaments, and when you have a party or something like that, very fun.
Yeah, I highly recommend. Like, that one would be full price buy. Like, if you enjoy Pokemon, enjoy fighting games, I'd get it for sure.
Yeah, full price. I'd say I give that one definitely 10 quacks on that one.
I'll give it like an 8.5 or a 9. I think that, like, I'd have to play it a lot more to really give it I only played it for probably like 20 or 30 minutes, so I can only give it like a rough score. But yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Then we played
the next one we played was Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah.
That game is one of my favorite games. I literally had no intent of playing it until I went to Best Buy and they had the demo. I'm like, okay, I'll try it. And I'm just like, could not stop playing. The Best Buy actually closed and they had to kick us out.
Really?
Yes, they did.
No way.
It was bad.
That's awesome.
And so, but luckily GameStop was still open, and we're like, okay, we're running to GameStop. We're canceling our pre-order for that night to get this game. And we both,
Nice.
my buddy Nick and I, we both canceled our pre-orders and bought the game.
That's hilarious.
And I've had it ever
That's
since. So
awesome.
yeah, I think we were pre-ordering Wolfenstein 2 was getting ready to come out. The new Colossus was coming out on Xbox.
No.
Or no, it was coming out on Switch. It was coming out on Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just said, no, cancel that. Screw that. We're going to go ahead and get Hyrule Warriors.
That's awesome. That's
And
super
that
good.
game was fun. I literally got home that night and was sitting down playing. I'm like, I'm going to play one level. I got to get up for work in the morning. And then realized like an hour or two had gone by. I'm like, crap. Like, what the heck just happened? Did I get sucked in a time loop?
Right. No, that for me at least, it shows a good quality of a game. If it entertains you to the point that you just like totally lose track of life. You're like, oh, I'm just gonna keep doing this. Oh, well, there goes that part of my sleep. And yeah. Anyway, so that was really good. For me, I am not a Dynasty Warrior fan. That's the type of game. It's a very hack and slash action game. And so I think if I had it on my own for some time, I think I'd be able to enjoy it a little bit more.
Like, I'm not a Dynasty Warriors fan either. Never played a single game of theirs in my life. But once I tried this one, I really liked it. I ended up buying Fire Emblem Warriors 2, which is the same kind of gameplay as Hyrule, but just a different storyline, different characters.
Yeah.
I haven't touched that one yet because I tell myself I would beat Hyrule Warriors, which obviously is never going to happen because that game like never ends.
That's funny.
I thought I beat it. I literally thought I beat it. I was at the final level. I was like, yes. But then there was, the next level. I'm like, crap.
There it is again.
Wah, wah.
That's funny. Cool. But, all right. I would give that probably like a 7.
For me, it's a full 10 quacks. 10 quacks. It was quacktacular. It was quacktastic. It was... I can't come up with another quack word.
Oh, no. I have no idea. We'll have to think of some other better puns for quacks.
Yeah, we'll come up with that. Stay tuned for that one.
Yeah, that'll be next. No.
Okay,
Anyway.
and then we also got to play... so on the Switch, recently they announced the Online, which is actually cheaper than any online service for any console.
Oh, by far.
It is $19.99 a year for online, and it comes with a bunch of retro games that you can have access to and save online that you can play anytime.
Now, does it on a monthly basis? You said that there are new retro games that it comes out with.
Mm-hmm.
Do they come out with any new games or like any more like games that are for the Switch? Have they come out with any of those yet?
Like new Switch releases. So they got a new game that's coming out that's a Switch exclusive release. I mean, it's been on other systems, but they're releasing it as a collection together on the Switch with some extra features, which is the Diablo 3, the Eternal Collection.
Right, but that doesn't come with like it's so like for PlayStation and for Xbox.
Oh, like you mean the free games?
Yeah,
no, they don't do anything like that. I guess the retro games would be considered
are
that.
the free games. Okay,
Yeah, would be the free games, and they're just a bunch of retro ones. They add more on there all the time.
but they're good ones too.
Yeah, they're good. Like Super Dodgeball, Legend of Zelda Special Edition, which I don't know what's special about. I'm gonna have to check it out.
No idea.
Because I played the original Legend of Zelda, and that was really well done.
Right, Super Mario Bros. And so I was impressed with the. It's a small library right now. It's probably like 25, 30 games.
Yeah, I'm about to say 25 to 30. Like that.
But the fact that you have access to all those fun old games, if you've never beaten Super Mario Bros.
Yeah, you'd be able to get through it. Yeah.
So that's really fun. I think that's really good. Because I would want to have some old PlayStation games in the retro, like from the retro area, be part of the
all things
Plus.
considered, you're going to have that opportunity soon. If you pre-order it, I mean, the classic PS1.
Oh yeah, okay.
You're giving me this weird look, like I had lobsters coming out of my ears.
I know. I was trying to remember, like, what are you talking about? But I don't know.
No, they announced that they're releasing a classic PS1 in December.
Yeah, probably something like that.
Yeah, it was December, like around Christmas time, and it's going to have a bunch of preloaded games on there, just like the SNES Classic. Except this one's done by Sony. The other ones have been done by Nintendo only.
Yeah.
So they're charging like what? I think it was like $80 or something.
80 or 100. That's
something like that.
And that's where I have issues.
Yeah, no,
that is not
for
worth
me,
it.
no.
Especially because it's only like 20 or 30 games, and I looked at the library, mostly unimpressive, and so
yeah, they're just trying to get in that race for the classic consoles.
Yeah.
The one I'm excited about is definitely going to be the N64.
Yeah, and I mean if it has, heck, I would just buy it just if it had Smash.
It's gonna have Smash. It is.
It just needs Smash.
It would have to be. There would have to be quite a few on. I'm already gonna get it as soon as it comes out. I'm gonna pre-order it, but they haven't released any information on it yet, other than there's patents being put in place. But GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, all those games would be on there and included, which I think they are on the list, which would make it a really fun system to play.
Now, if it has all those games in it because it is a much more rich system, would you be willing to spend $150 on that?
No, not $150. I'd say I'd probably would spend $100, but I think it's probably going to be up to like $70 or $80. That's been the pattern.
Yeah. Okay.
For those, the classic Nintendo right now is at like $59. The SNES is like $70, $79.
Okay.
And so it's probably going to be somewhere around there.
Yeah, that's true.
Which would be worth it, and it'll have. It said, I don't know how many controllers it would come with, because N64 was the first system by Nintendo to come with 4 controllers.
Oh yeah, I think it was the first one to come with 4 controllers in general. PlayStation eventually added the multi-tap.
Yeah, that was on the PS2, right?
No, on the PS1 there was virtually no games that used it, but a PlayStation 1 multi-tap did exist.
Okay.
But
so I remember using the PS2 when I was a kid.
Yeah, PS2
one had one. It was like a triangle thing that had the ports in it or something.
Mm-hmm.
You plug in and you could play games, and it was fun.
Yeah, and that was really good. So let's see. I think that's it for Switch reviews.
Yeah.
I did taste the memory card, which is supposed to taste...
So, if you don't know, something that don't try it at home, but you're probably going to do it anyway because we're telling it. So, one thing that Nintendo did, because their game cartridges are so small, they're like the size of an SD card. They're tiny, tiny. One thing they did was they installed a bitter agent on them so that kids would not put them in their mouths and swallow them. But now, instead of kids putting them in their mouths, it makes the adults put them in their mouths.
Yeah,
because they're curious.
See if it tastes bad.
Like, really? No, it can't taste as bad as it did, but you had to get a drink.
Yeah, I got a drink. I was down in some like soda or something, and I was just like, and it lingered for a while.
I think your wife did it too.
Yeah, my wife did too, and she's like, nope. It was impressive.
Like, they just did a little tip on the tongue, and it's just nasty. But imagine putting that and swallowing it.
Oh
I think you'd throw it up.
Yeah, probably.
You would throw it up.
So, anyways, there's that. Good job, Switch. Like, good use of technology. Yeah. Weird use of technology.
Is that technology?
I think that technology...
What they say, okay, we got to spray all our games with this. Like, did they have a bottle of this stuff that's just like bitter agent spray can?
I think that they infuse it into the plastic, and I think it counts as...
It doesn't go away.
No. You've had those games for a while, at least.
That
probably in some weird places also, so I probably shouldn't have licked it without cleaning it, but... That's a part of life. So, anyways, I guess we'll move to the next part. So we're going to talk about some other new games that have come out.
Well, you had one that you were playing you just got that you really like. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And go into that one.
SoulCalibur VI came out on Friday, and I had a long, terrible battle to get that game in my house. I won't go into it, but it was. Anyways, we got it, and we're playing it. I'll tell you later about it.
He'll fill me in off camera.
all right, I'll take 3 seconds. So Amazon was supposed to ship the thing to my house. Day of. It said, day of delivery, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. Cool. And then it's like, oh, it should ship there by 11 p.m. 11 p.m.? People go to sleep at like 10. Who ships something past... So I was frustrated about that. And then around 7 o'clock, we get a message, oh, it might not get here from the 20th to the 23rd. I'm like, hey, I'm paying a lot of money for this. That's not cool. And so I talked to Amazon, and so like a ridiculous crazy person, I got a refund, and I went over to GameStop and I bought it and brought it home at like 9 o'clock at night and played it. But
yeah, that's why I haven't done a pre-order on Amazon ever.
My
buddy did one. He did one. He did it for Call of Duty Black Ops 3. This is Carlos. Hey, Carlos, if you're watching, hi. Talking about you. He got Black Ops 3, and it I'd gotten to his house. It was literally sitting on the doorstep.
Yeah, see,
right there. So usually that happens. Usually they work well.
Yeah.
So it was just probably a fluke.
Yeah, it must have, but I don't trust it anymore. I'm not gonna have that again. Anyways, so I got it.
I always go to GameStop, unfortunately. But although GameStop can now ban you from trading in things, if you do too many trade-ins, they can ban your account from trades. Did not know that.
Be careful of that. That's weird.
It's very weird.
Anyway, so the game is great. The game is a lot of fun. There's a few different types of story modes. There's just the normal arcade. The online versus is pretty good. When I first booted it up, my friend messaged me and he's like, "Fight me, bro!" And so we fought, and I stayed up for too long playing against him.
I texted him, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm still up." I'm like, I wasn't expecting an answer.
Yeah,
I was expecting you to read it the next morning. I'm like, crap, he's still up.
Yeah, so
like, dude, you gotta be up at like 3 a.m. for work.
So I was like, anyways, but it's a lot of fun. Character creations, really good.
That's probably my favorite part.
It is a lot of fun.
What's a character?
Character mature.
Character mature.
But the game's a lot of fun. I would say that the battle system's a lot like the old number 2 and a little bit of number 3.
Yeah, it definitely felt that way.
And so it's really fast paced, but anybody can come in and kick some butt, and then you can go in and learn a lot of more deep moves and figure out interesting gameplay. So I think that it is probably the best iteration of SoulCalibur.
Well, what characters did they feature in this one that were new to the game?
So they have some 2 new characters that are just kind of like, new people with new weapons, swords, and wizard guy. But the impressive or the interesting character is his name Geralt or Geralt? No, I don't play
from the Witcher series.
From the Witcher, I don't play the Witcher, so I didn't
soon
know
to be played by Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
And the upcoming Netflix. Is it Netflix?
Yeah, Netflix. It's a Netflix series.
That's gonna be cool.
So, anyways, from the Witcher RPG series, this character, he's some super magical knight.
Yeah, like pretty much described it. I have the game. I haven't put much time into it though.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, so it's cool to have him, and he fits in great. The gameplay is super smooth, super beautiful, very crisp, and it's also really deep and interesting with everything. So I totally spent all the money that I needed to on it, and no regrets, and I've only had it for 2 or 3 days.
So here's a question for you. How long did it take you to get through the story mode? How many hours do you have to put in?
I skipped all the cutscenes, and it was only like...
best part of the cutscenes.
The cutscenes are only... This is the problem with SoulCalibur Forever, is that SoulCalibur cutscenes are concept art and text and dialogue.
No.
So
it's not like an actual video.
No, it's just like a face... And so, like,
wait, do that again?
It's the face change. You know what I mean?
No.
I guess
the
it's just. That's what they sound like if you just like skip like the fast button.
You hit the fast button and you go.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens. So
sounds like a little dog that you're stepping on.
Right. So, anyways, the story mode is totally forgettable. I'm sure that it's interesting. So they have a main story mode that's like maybe like 12 or 15 battles, and then they have about a 6 or 7 battle mini story for each character. And I'm just pushing my way through that. But I mean, I'm mostly there for...
Do you unlock more characters in the game, or are all of them available?
No. You do unlock 2 characters in the game.
Okay.
And then there's more DLC coming later because everything has DLC, and so...
Is it going to be paid for DLC, or is it going to be...
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Oh, they announced months ago that there was paid DLC, and they had the character, and they showcased the character in the beta. So I played the DLC character in the beta.
Who was the DLC character?
Her name's Tira. She has a hula hoop.
hula hoop?
Yeah, hula
Does
hoop.
it have razor blades on it or
It
something?
does have razor blades on it.
Oh, dude, I
Really?
just guessed. I totally got it right.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. She's pretty awesome. Anyways, so it's kind of messed up that they're like, here's this character, play her in the beta, try her out, but in order
you're
to
not
get
gonna
her
for another year.
well, no, you get her immediately when you buy the DLC.
But when does the DLC come out?
Well, you pre-order the DLC. You're like, okay, I'm gonna pre-order my, for $40.
Pre-order the DLC, and then you get the character.
And
right
then you
then
get the character. You get a bonus character.
and she's the bonus.
And anyways,
What
so
a bonus!
a little bit of a. I would have honestly just rather had her in the game, and
Well, I mean, a razor blade hula hoop. I mean, who would have thought?
yeah, well,
I wouldn't mess with that.
She's been around since SoulCalibur 3, so
Oh, she has.
yeah, she's been around for
So
a
then
while.
how is she a bonus character? She should have been included in the original.
I
cast.
know, it's ridiculous,
Anyway,
but that's life. So SoulCalibur 6, amazing. Do you want to talk a little bit of Destiny 2?
well, I mean, what would you give it review-wise?
Oh, if I was to give it something right now, I want to see the longevity and playing it with a lot of other people, but I would give it probably about an 8.7 out of 10. It's pretty good. I think that there are some things about loading or the menu that I really don't like. I think it's kind of messy and a little stale, and like I said, the cutscenes and the story was... I'm glad that it's there, but it was just a bona fide arcade. So, or more like it was an arcade where I was forced to play certain characters. So, but everything else is amazing.
I think probably Injustice 2 probably did a better job with the story
Oh,
mode.
way better. Justice 2 is an amazing game, much better story.
But SoulCalibur will still have a really good multiplayer following.
Yeah, I was gonna say the fighting itself I like more in SoulCalibur than I do in Injustice. So just the actual core.
I mean, I played it a little bit. Unfortunately, I got my butt handed to me as I do in most fighting games, but that's just because he's good at what he does, and I suck. I don't do fighting games.
I've been
very
playing
much.
SoulCalibur since number 2, and so yeah.
I mean, so have I. I had both of them on the. I had them on the GameCube or whatever it came out on. And they were Star Wars characters in one, weren't they?
Yeah,
Darth Vader
4.
and Yoda.
Yeah, I played way too many hours of that game. But anyways, so Destiny 2.
Well, Destiny 2.
Destiny 2. Destiny 2's been out for a while. Been pretty good. I won't really worry about reviewing that. The new expansion Forsaken is pretty amazing. I think my favorite part about it is its longevity, because so far the Destiny community has gotten an expansion and then just consumed it all in about 2 weeks, maybe a month max. That's about it. But so far, the Forsaken and the way that they've been dealing with the community and releasing things, last week there was literally too much for me to do. I put in a bunch of hours. I've been putting out in a crazy amount of hours in that game, and there was too many things for me to do. And I'm not complaining.
I'm trying to get into it, but time schedule and whatnot. But definitely got to get more into it. I mean, it's definitely a really fun game to play. I remember when I was doing the multiplayer modes, after I got the expansion, it'll auto level your character up to 300 something.
Yeah, something like that.
And I was still I felt like I was getting one-shotted by people. Everyone was one-shotting me, and yet I would full clip someone, and they would be like, "Puny rifle."
Yeah, and so there is I would say a huge curve, which is a little unfortunate, but also I'm okay with that because Destiny is not meant to be as much of a casual game. It's meant to be a deeper game for more
it's definitely
hardcore
good.
players. And
It's
so,
definitely a good game.
yeah, so Destiny 2 is a lot of fun. Forsaken's great. If anybody wants to hit me up, I'm playing like a crazy person. I just spent a lot of hours.
Yeah, us too. Me too. I definitely a social gamer, so I game whenever he's on. I'll get on and say, "Hey, can you help a noob out?
Yeah. Well,
Take me through."
that's a part of life. Yeah. So, anyways, that's Destiny 2.
And let's see, what was the next thing? What was the next game? Well, I mean, I'll also want to mention this week is a big week for release. They have a really long-awaited game that's coming out this week.
Oh, yeah.
Red Dead Redemption 2. So I don't know if any of you all have played Red Dead Redemption 1, but it was made by Rockstar, the same people who did Grand Theft Auto, and it's basically Grand Theft Auto but in the Wild West.
Yeah, cowboys and guns.
Wiggy wiggy woog woog, wiggy wiggy woog, cowboys from the west side.
I don't remember that part from the Wild West at all.
That was from South Park.
Oh, okay, that's what.
That was Cartman. That was
Well, I didn't know
horrible Cartman. Ski you guys, I'm going home.
Not bad actually. It's pretty good. You're pretty good, impressions?
I do a lot of impressions, so
Oh.
I'm hoping some of them will probably come out. I mean, every once in a while.
Just did, so...
Yeah, just did now. But no, I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2 is... They're saying it actually might even be 2 discs. I mean...
I haven't seen a multi-disc game since Final Fantasy 13.
I haven't seen one since Myst.
Oh, that's been a while.
My gosh, Riven had 7 freaking discs. And that game was one game that would just piss you off to no end.
Wait, what's Riven?
Riven was like part 2 of Myst.
That's funny because the last boss in Destiny 2 is named Riven.
Spoilers. Jeez, I didn't even know that.
It doesn't really matter.
No wonder they named him after the most frustrating game in the world.
This...
Look it up.
part
If
of
you
the
guys, if
raid.
you ever get the chance to look up game clips, just look up Riven or Myst and just watch some gameplay on it. I'll tell you, you're gonna want to throw your computer on the ground and crush it. It's that bad. But yet, why I still played it? Because I couldn't go out and buy games at GameStop.
That was the only thing you
GameStop
got.
didn't exist back then. It was what we had to play.
Right. That's too funny. But so what are 2 things about Red Dead, like gameplay wise, or like what are 2 things that you're just excited about?
I'm excited about the fact that the multiplayer aspect. So the reason I got into Grand Theft Auto 5 was all because of the multiplayer aspect. I didn't care about the story mode, didn't care about anything, but because you could do anything you wanted to online. If I wanted to steal your car, well, I couldn't do that. But I could steal someone else's car that was on the street parked randomly and just kick them out of the car, take it, and go. If I wanted to rob a bank, I could do a heist setup. If I wanted to drink in the game, I could get drunk. You can actually kill yourself by drinking too much alcohol. Don't do that. About 7 or 8 shots, you'll be passed out dead. And you'll wake up on the street. But you can really do anything in that game.
That's cool. That's
I
pretty
mean,
awesome.
and then the multiplayer aspect, you could do anything with other people.
That's really awesome. That is fun. That's a lot of fun.
I actually have
cool.
it on both consoles. I have it on Xbox and PS4.
Okay.
So PS4, I cheated a little bit, and I bought the expansion that was the Criminal Enterprise Starter Pack that was like $20. But which basically gave me some free stuff to start with, so like a free house, a free some free cars, a free Criminal Enterprise to start, a free motorcycle club where you could start missions with these things, a bunker, huge bunker, which I couldn't find my way out of for about an hour. I was trying to figure out how do I get out of this thing. I automatically spawned in there and could not get out.
That's too funny.
I'm just walking around, my character's running, and I'm like, where's the freaking door? It's this huge bunker.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. So we got multiplayer. Anything
then
else
the
that's
other
really
thing,
big?
Well, definitely,
Red
I
Dead?
think for Red Dead, the story mode is going to be really good. So if you haven't played the story with John Marsden in the first one, I'm not sure if he's reprising his role or not, or is coming back for the second one. I think he is. Or it could be a different character altogether. But it's supposed to be, a lot of fun. And I honestly don't know enough about Red Dead. I recently played it for the first time, and because of the announcement of the second one, that's when I got the first one.
The Red Dead games that I know. So I have not played a lot of games, but I keep quite a bit of tabs on games, and like I keep my mind fresh on at least what the general community and consensus is. And that Red Dead Redemption, the first one, the game and story quality was just unbelievable. And so I would not expect anything less from Red Dead Redemption 2. And so I think that if you're interested in a really interesting story of, the Wild West and some interesting struggle, blah, 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 it's going to be pretty good. And I've seen a lot of the interesting character interactions. The game is the world is very interactive in the sense where if you point a gun at somebody, they'll stop what they're doing, they'll put their hands up, and you can steal from them, you can get money from them, or get information from them, or just mess with them, but that they will remember that. People around you will remember and see that. It'll affect you.
It'll affect your... That's why I always... In those games, I always stress out about being evil. It stresses me out. It gives me anxiety. It's like, no, I got to be the good guy.
Well, I can't
be the bad guy.
That's when you play you play through it once as a good guy, and then play through it again as the bad guy, and just...
Yeah, it's like every time I try to do that, it's like I still end up being the good guy the second time around. That was like
funny.
Knights of the Old Republic style.
That's too funny.
Oh my gosh. That's a throwback. Knights of the Old Republic, you ever play that?
I played a little bit of it, but not a lot.
Oh man, it was like a turn-based fighting Star Wars game.
Yeah.
It was intense.
Okay.
People want that remade so bad.
Oh yeah, I'm sure people will pay a lot
Or
for
continued. Because they stopped after 2 or 3.
I don't know. KOTOR. But so we have our main subject of today. I guess I should have mentioned it, or we should have mentioned it at the beginning. So we wanted to talk a lot about how we think the console exclusives and the console war is going on right now. Because last generation things were pretty, like, Xbox and 360 were butting heads a lot. Or sorry, Xbox is the 360.
Duh.
The 360 and the PlayStation 3 were butting heads a lot. And the Wii and the Wii U just kind of did its own thing. And honestly, in reality, the Switch is basically doing its own thing. It's just bringing over some more games: Skyrim, Doom, Wolfenstein 2. Fortnite. So
yeah, Fortnite,
it's about the same. Fortnite's okay.
I can't build worth a dang in that game. I can shoot fine, but building, it just messes me up.
Building's rough. We can have a Fortnite episode and just talk about all of our feelings of Fortnite, good and mostly bad for me.
Yeah, I don't play it much anymore. I got into it for a while, but I was like, what's the point? But yet all these kids are addicted to it. It's just like, really? There are so much better things to play than Fortnite.
For the price of free compared to what the other things they have.
Sure, it is free.
So, but
they're still getting their parents to pay for the season passes or season packs or whatever it is.
Yeah, some of them definitely are. So, anyways, so the console war currently happening right now. I think that Xbox has an okay handle in the US, but I think that PlayStation is just crushing it everywhere. I don't know. Like, what are your thoughts?
I probably agree with that. I think PlayStation's definitely popular overseas, but Xbox is definitely, U.S. because Microsoft is a U.S.-based company. I think, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
And all that, so it's good. I mean, the games definitely compare, like between Xbox exclusive games like Halo, Gears of War, where PlayStation has Uncharted, God of War,
Horizon, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's the newest one. That one's really good. It's hard, but it's good.
Yeah, and so I think just the sheer number of games, and then also, I don't know, like the way that the community works. I don't know if also the UI. I hate using an Xbox One. I don't know if you're okay using it.
I love the Xbox One.
Are you kidding me? That menu
have it.
system is the worst.
Why?
Because it's like a bunch of boxes. It's like worse than Windows 10.
You're talking about the interface when you start up.
Yeah, I'm talking about the interface for that.
Well, I mean, the PlayStation just scrolls, and then you have to click your library, and you got a bunch of little boxes up there.
Right, but it's organized. At least I know what I'm doing. Like, there's like, okay, my recent stuff, and if I don't want that, then I go to my library and just go to
that's the same with Xbox.
No.
Exactly the same. Yeah, it is.
No,
there's a game library button, and you go to all games, and it's alphabetized in order.
But on the main page, there's like
it just shows the last 3 games you played.
I don't know. I don't like it. I hate it.
Well, you don't have an Xbox.
I don't have it, so I haven't tried that.
I have everything. I have the Xbox, the Switch, the PlayStation 4, the DS, and PlayStation VR. Oh, we got to get some time on that one though.
Yeah, well,
that's one thing that Xbox doesn't have. They haven't done yet is the virtual reality.
That's true.
But you think they would have?
It's surprising that they haven't, and even like I feel like there isn't one for Vive is.
I mean, it's still the computer. It's Microsoft.
It's not a computer, but it's not like Microsoft owned and endorsed.
The HTC, I think, is the company that does it.
That's Facebook. If I know Facebook does one, we shouldn't do our research.
Facebook does a virtual reality?
Well, it's just owned by them, and I mean it's made by them. I think. Ooh, shows our unpreparedness.
Oh, jeez. That's a beard scratcher.
But either way, you're right. PlayStation having a VR does put it ahead. In a number of ways, and the Xbox tried it with Kinect, and I feel like Kinect never got anywhere.
It didn't really take off as well, and even on the Xbox One, the Kinect was at launch, and they haven't really done anything with it since.
Absolutely nothing.
The Kinect on the 360, there were some fun games that I played. My favorite was the Star Wars game. Do you ever play the Star Wars game? Mm-hmm. You literally would go. Use the force ball, you would use your lightsaber, you'd be chopping your arms, and it would detect it, all that. That was the coolest thing, and I wish they would have brought that on Xbox One, but they didn't.
Yeah.
But for the VR aspect, the one thing I have to say about the PlayStation VR, let's use Skyrim, for example, because this is the one that it does it for sure.
Skyrim's the worst in VR.
Oh my gosh, it makes me want to throw up so much.
It's so bad.
It's so, like, the movement, because Skyrim is such a big game. So moving around and traveling, it takes forever in the VR. But when you're snapping your head, turning, it's like your vision will go from here to here to here. Or if you do it transition-wise, it'll go like that, and then you want to throw up in the trash can.
It's terrible. It is absolutely horrendous.
I have to take my head off, my thing off, and I have to just sit there and just go.
Don't throw up. Don't throw up.
Spit in the trash can. It's bad. But there are several good games out there. Like the ones I really like Doom VFR is a lot of fun. You get a light gun rifle. You are going up against those monsters. You taking your gun. You're holding it up, and you're trying not to hit the wall next to you. But still, it's a lot of fun.
I basically only play racing and rhythm and like puzzle games in it. But I love it because it, at least for me, PlayStation VR understands what it is and does it well. It's like you're not gonna be able to play, like Skyrim on it. I think it's a terrible idea to put a first-person shooter in, or like you want it to work.
Well,
go ahead.
I was
gonna say certain things it does well. So like Farpoint,
really good.
It's a first-person shooter, and it did it really well because it knew what it was supposed to do. But for some other reason, I don't know, Skyrim just decided to make it all wonky and weird and terrible.
I mean, it was basically they tried to do it too fast. I think they just didn't really take much time to edit it to make it really VR. They just tried to put it in the game. I mean, you look up, you see it snowing, and you're like, holy crap, why am I not cold? It's pretty cool. But when you're actually playing, it is so difficult to play. The one game I am excited for, though, that I am definitely going to pre-order, I'm going to get, is Borderlands 2 VR.
Ooh, that'll be pretty good.
That's going to be cool, because you're going to get double guns, and you're going to be using the Move controllers, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it looks like it'll be pretty cool. I'm excited. Honestly, at this point, other VR game. Like, I'm happy with the VR games I have, and like, that is what I just need for it to like be fulfilling and useful. Mm-hmm. But Beat Saber,
I've seen so much about that. I want to get that. Is it out yet?
No, I just checked a few days ago, and they're like, oh, it's still like TBD. It's gonna come out sometime, probably at the end of this year. I don't know. But Beat Saber is basically a rhythm game, except for instead of pressing buttons for like certain colors.
It's kind of like Guitar Hero, but for a drum set.
Yeah,
I would say.
And the thing is that like you use the Move controllers, and they basically like in the VR set they look like lightsabers, and you hit the boxes with your lightsabers, and it looks awesome. You just have to just look it up, and you're like, this is amazing. Anyways, so I'm super excited for that because I love rhythm games. I like lightsabers, and so
who doesn't like lightsabers?
It's a good point. That was good. For our audio listeners, we really don't have any, but eventually.
No, eventually we'll get a podcast where it'll be audio, and you can just listen to it in your car on your way to work.
You don't have to see our ugly faces while we listen to us.
Hey, well, his ugly face.
My ugly face. That's mostly like the console war. I think that things are kind of they're not going to change at all. I think that PlayStation's going to just keep its lead until the next systems come out. If Xbox, I feel like Xbox honestly is going to just move into the low-end PC area and just be like, look, here's a PC Xbox. We'll call it the P box. That's terrible.
Ew. I don't want to mess with that. Here's your monthly P box.
The PC box. I don't know. Something. But
I don't see it doing that. I think there's enough Xbox followers and stuff. I have played online on Xbox, and there are millions of people that play online.
No, that's true. It's just that I feel like because I feel like the console idea has already run its course, and I think it's time to make a shell and then have interchangeable parts that you buy. It's like, okay, every year pay another $70 for a new graphics card.
Yeah.
And I mean,
have it change out, or have all the systems merge onto one, so you don't have to have the different consoles.
That won't happen until the world ends. I don't think.
So that's never going to happen.
I don't think that's ever going to happen. At least
you heard it here first.
They're never going to do that.
One of the cool VR, if we go back to the VR, I just remembered a cool fun little game on there. If you haven't tried yet, was Ghostbusters.
No.
Oh my gosh, scares the crap out of you.
Yeah.
It's like you got ghosts flying in your face. You look down at your hand, you're possessed, and you're using the ecto or the beam to shoot the ghost and to trap them, and they're all walking up to you. It's almost like playing House of the Dead 2.
Right.
Except you can look around and see all of New York City around you. It's pretty cool, and it was a cheap game too. It was like $5.
Oh, that's awesome.
So and it's just like a fun little experience, like you're riding a ride almost. Like, it's interactive. So it's a lot of fun.
Oh man, scary games in VR. I've done it once. And
What game was it that you played?
actually, have I even tried it yet? Until Dawn, Rush of Blood.
Oh, I did not want to try that.
So, so I had some friends over and they were trying it. I didn't try it because I'm too scared. But it was funny. Like the first level was pretty chill. It was mostly only like you're like on a little roller coaster and just drive around, and then people jump out at you. Totally okay. It wasn't that bad. It was just scary, like bloody, scary clowns. But the next level was mortifying. It was a bunch of body torture, but it was all like live pigs that were being body tortured and screaming. It was terrifying to watch. And my poor wife was the one that was experiencing it in the VR, and it was that I don't scary games. If you want something really scary, scary video games are where it's at. Movies, yeah, they're scary, but they're not that bad.
The last movie that was scary that I saw that was good was A Quiet Place.
Still haven't seen that yet. I need to see that.
It's on the Vudu. Watch it. It was like so creepy, suspenseful, scary.
Yeah.
All at the same time. But as for scary games for the VR, I played one, and I was Resident Evil.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh! You're looking down. Given you don't use the move controllers at all, you actually use the regular controller.
And I'm okay with
but
that.
You look down and you see your hand get chopped off, and you feel the vibration of the controller, and you're screaming. You hold your arm up, you see it squirting blood out. And it's like, no,
no more.
No more. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. Ready Player One out.
Yeah, no, that's so. I highly recommend even like just normal scary gaming without a VR set. Way better than movies. If you're into scary, like totally side tangent. If you're into scary things, but nothing's really scaring you or doing it, scary video games is where it's at.
Yeah,
because
I'd agree.
It brings you into it. It brings you into it more, and it forces you to deal with the problem. And
I mean, back in our day, let's see. I remember in the dark playing Resident Evil 2 on the N64.
I cried during Resident Evil 2 because I was scared. Then again, I was like 6, and I was mortified because I had no idea what was happening, and that was the scariest thing I'd ever seen.
Yeah, back then that was scary.
It was scary, and so. But yeah, so that's our console war conversation. Do you have anything else to it? The Switch in itself, I think it's great. I think it's weird when it came out. It came out really late in this generation.
And they also made it so limited that you couldn't find one.
Yeah.
Like, no matter where you went, they were sold out everywhere, which Nintendo does that on purpose, I feel.
Yeah. Because
when Xbox and PlayStation come out, you could go out and buy one, you're fine. But Nintendo can't seem to get it together, or they have it so together that they only ship out, okay, we're going to give you 20 of them.
Yeah.
Sell those and we'll give you more.
Yeah, oh yeah. Create the demand.
More supply and demand.
Yeah. And so,
dude,
I think
we totally just passed economics class.
Yes.
High five.
That's all we need to know for economics class.
Nice.
Yeah, that's about it for the console war. Switch is doing okay where it's at.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely fun. The one thing I have to say, the downside about the Switch, unless you have an external battery, that thing will only last for like 3 hours in the car.
And that's pretty poopy for something that's meant to be portable.
It's poopy. It's very poopy.
Now, can you use any like charger for it?
No. So it's a USB-C charger, and they do have car chargers, so you can plug it into the car. Okay. But they do actually make an external battery. It just came out recently. It's like $60. Oof. But it gives you 15 hours. Plus, it charges your phone at the same time.
All right. Okay, 15 hours is a lot. Because I was like, $60 for an external battery. That is a lot.
I mean, this thing is like, it doesn't attach to it either. It's literally plugged into by cable.
Oh, so it's just a big battery then?
Yeah, it's just a big battery that you just plug into, sit on your lap, and then you can hold up and play, and it'll keep charging. Like, once you're about to die, I'd say plug it in, and you get more game time out of it, and it'll charge it up.
So it's just a USB-C to USB, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Okay, so you could potentially buy other, like...
I wouldn't, because I don't know if they're compatible, and you could fry your system. You don't want to... Frying is bad.
Yeah.
Frying is very bad. We don't want to do that. No, they made this one. This one was specifically made by Nintendo.
Gotcha.
So my guess is it's specific for Nintendo. But then why are they able to charge your cell phones?
I don't know. See, now...
Maybe Nintendo's going to make a cell phone.
Definitely not. I hope not. That would be weird.
That'd be weird, man. The A and B button to dial.
Right.
Yeah. Texting ABB. What is that supposed to mean? I don't know. I'm trying to text ABBA.
I would be curious,
Up, down, left, right, start.
I would be curious to see Nintendo make it, because Nintendo always makes the weirdest shaped things.
The N64 controller was by far what you thought looking at it was the weirdest thing.
Yeah, but it worked great.
It was awesome once you got your hands on it.
Yeah, 3 handles.
It's like, I have 2
What
hands.
do I do with this?
What do I do? But the middle handle was the trigger, and that was the first time a controller had a trigger on it.
Yeah.
Which was great for GoldenEye.
Oh, felt good.
Man, it felt
very
good.
good.
Then the rumble packs.
Yeah.
You
Boom.
stick it in there and it make your controller shake.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Oh my gosh, now the controllers do it automatically. Kids don't have it. Kids have it for granted these
They
days.
have no
we
idea.
used to have to switch out the rumble packs with the memory cards to save our games.
Right, yeah.
Oh my gosh. It was like,
Saving
quick,
games
gotta
with
save.
memory
Hold on. Click. Save. Load. Okay, unclick that, and then go.
No, it's too funny. Oh, man. But let's see. So that's about it for our console war discussion. We would love to go into in depth with it more and talk about kind of your opinions. If you guys have anything that you want us, our opinions or any ideas about things that you want us to talk about, because we can go in real depth about like every exclusive, why it's important, why it's not,
Yeah.
or like why the gaming system is working why it is, and why the sales model of having the PlayStation, the PlayStation Pro, the Xbox One X. Why that's necessary, if that's necessary, what's the next implementation? I don't know. So that's about all of that. I guess we'll just go into our recommendations.
Yeah.
Wrap up.
Sure.
So
we'll do game recommendations, obviously, because
Yeah.
we're focusing on games. So I would have to recommend. I think I'm gonna have to try to mention something that I haven't already mentioned in the show, because everything in the show that I recommended you already know. Let me think about it. Okay, you go ahead with yours. Let me think.
that's fine. No. So I would do, if you have not played the Uncharted series, the original Uncharted series, you can get it for PlayStation 4, probably only like $20-$30 for numbers 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, and then number 4.
And then number 4 also. And if you're going to choose one to start and you don't know where and you want something good, I would choose Uncharted 2. That's, in my opinion, that's the best one of my favorite. The story.
Oh, I played. Yeah,
Good.
it's definitely good. That was the first one I actually beat. Was Uncharted 2.
Yeah, me too. I didn't even.
I had to go back and beat 1 later.
Yeah, me too. I played through 2, and then I played 3, and then 1, and then 4. That was my order that I played them. But Uncharted 2 was my favorite. The story was really great. It's just like playing an action movie that's really, really good. And the fight scenes are never too long. And then you get a cutscene that's long enough to tell the story and interesting enough to keep you interested.
Oh yeah, and the actors did a good job, and I really think they should make a movie out of it.
Oh
Honestly.
yeah,
Did you see the thing they did? Oh my gosh, with Nathan
Yes.
Fillion?
Yeah, Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, they did him as Nathan Drake and had another character play as I can't remember that. Sully.
Yeah.
And it was just a short video clip, but it was like, oh my gosh, could this be the Uncharted movie that we're looking for?
It was 15 minutes long, and if it was an hour and a half movie, it would have been perfect because
oh my gosh, they could have done it. They could have kept going.
Yeah, it was so good because the action, the cutscenes, everything felt exactly like
the game.
It felt like the game without it being the game, and then they even made watch it. It's really good. Play the game, watch it. It was a lot of fun, and so the Uncharted series is probably what my recommendation is, especially because we're talking about exclusives for today.
So my recommendation is probably something that's upcoming. It's a game that I am looking forward to coming out that I think everyone's been looking forward to for a while.
Yeah.
Is Super Smash Brothers. I'm got that thing pre-ordered. I'm going to make sure it's paid off so that I can go pick it up the day of and start gaming. They got so many characters they've announced. Castlevania characters in it even.
Oh, yeah.
It's like so many people are going to be in this game, and it's going to be the biggest Smash Brothers game yet.
Oh, yeah. I have literally had to just tell myself to not buy a Switch for that game because, I mean, if I bought a Switch, I would really only have that and Mario Kart, and that's it. Maybe Mario Kart.
Not even Breath of the Wild?
No, don't.
Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild was by far one of the biggest Zelda games ever. It was really good. I'll have to go into that on my
I
website.
played it and I didn't like it. I'll talk about why I didn't like it later.
Okay, I thought it was great once I got there.
I will talk about my problem with Zelda, but that's my personal problem. I think that the game is probably mega phenomenal. It probably does deserve those like the scores that it gets, the perfects, whatever. But it's just not what I like at all.
Yeah,
that's,
it's gotta be your type of game.
Yeah.
Like I know buddies that haven't touched Zelda and they just don't want to. It's like, come
Like, I like the old arcadey Legend of Zelda game more than... Like, I'd rather play that than Breath of the Wild.
Oh, bummer, dude. That made me cry a little bit.
Oh, man. Anyways, so those are recommendations.
And our next podcast we're going to be doing is our Halloween special. And it's going to be Marvel versus DC. We are going to have a heated debate about Marvel versus DC where it comes to movies comparison, the TV shows from like Arrow and The Flash to Daredevil, Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, which there's news about those this week, which we won't share until next week. There's a lot of stuff going on with that, and we got a lot to cover.
We're going to talk all the movies, all the MCU, all the DCU, all the movies. We're going to talk about... we're going to talk a little bit about the animated stuff, about features, about the TV shows, and how we feel about those, where they are. And so we're going to have a lot to talk about next week, so it'll be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be good, and it'll be right before, the day before Halloween. Oh, I just scared myself. Gotta check myself there.
Oh, gosh.
Oops.
Anyways.
No, I'm good.
Anyways. All right, well, thanks for watching Duck Duck Nerd Show.
See you later, guys.
See ya.